Good morning, everybody. I'm Paulo. I am a student here at Dawn Mountain, and I will be leading our meditation this morning. It's good to see you all. Just a little bit about our meditation this morning. I always like to talk about what is meditation, right? Because I think meditation can be a plethora of things depending on the tradition. In particular, we're doing what's called translated as calm abiding. And really what we're doing is we're picking an object of meditation and we're trying to focus for a prolonged period of time on that object, right? So in particular, we're choosing our breath as the object of meditation. So this is just an object that we're paying attention to, and then we're trying to stay with it, right? And you're going to get distracted. That's all right. And then we're just nod your attention back to the breath without judgment, without getting too worked up about the fact that you got distracted. Why pay attention to an object for a prolonged period of time? This is not necessarily an easy task, right? But we choose to come here on Sundays, or hopefully more than just Sundays, and try to pay attention to something. What's the value in that? I read recently, like the most precious thing we can give is not gifts, right? It's not material things, but it's actually our attention, right? Like being fully present with somebody. It's a really meaningful thing to give to each other. Furthermore, I think we live in a really high-paced environment, society that's continuously pulling our attention this way or that way. I mean, especially if you consider social media, it's kind of just always trying to pull you in a million directions, and even to the extent that they're monetizing our attention, right? So being able to choose what you pay attention it's really an act of rebellion. It's an act of empowerment to yourself, right? Like the ability to not just have external factors choose for you, but choosing for ourselves what we want to pay attention. It's really, I find it to be a very empowering thing, and it affords you freedom. But it also forces the ability to slow down, right? I mean, I think it's not about getting more or less things done. It's about doing the thing you're doing right that moment. Oftentimes, you're doing something and your mind's already at the next thing you want to do or have to do. And I think mindfulness practice can bring you back to just being focused on the thing you're doing. Doesn't mean you're less productive. I'm not trying to suggest slow down to the point where you're not getting stuff done. But I'm saying, what if you actually did the thing you're doing instead of thinking of the next thing? I think that's pretty radical in some interesting ways. And then, besides paying attention to our breath, which will be the bulk of it, we'll take these little breaks where we'll chant the syllable hung, and I'll kind of signal it, and then we'll chant hung for about 2 minutes at a time, and it's about 2 hungs per breath, right? And the hung practice is a practice that Atsum Rinpoche gave our teacher Anne, her teacher, so Atsum Rinpoche, who's still in Tibet. She asked for something that would be profound yet very easy and accessible and simple, and this is what he offered. From a just nuts and bolts type of perspective, because that's how my brain works. You're stepping from breath that maybe is a little bit more. I'm not saying it's not dynamic, because breath's definitely moving all the time, but it's a little bit simpler to pay to breath, and now we're paying attention to a sound, and we're making that sound, and then there's sound outside of us, right? So you're kind of transitioning from a simple meditation on the cushion to something a little bit more dynamic. And what does that do long term? You start to take these little steps into more dynamic meditation, and the idea is that we're taking our meditation from the cushion, and we're hopefully bringing that mindfulness into day to day, right? Practice on the cushion is just that. It's practice. It's practice for real life. It's practice for being mindful all the time. Anyhow, let's get to it. Bring your attention home to the body, to the breath. Letting go of the list of things to do or the thoughts of what we did or did not do yesterday or in the past. Just letting yourself arrive here in the sensations in your body. Maybe slowing down enough to take a full breath, starting at the bottom of your belly, expanding through your rib cage, and topping off at your collarbones. And then exhaling for about the same amount of time that you inhale. Noticing if there's build-up tension from your week anywhere in your body. Maybe your shoulders are a little bit closer to your ears than they should be, letting them fall away. Maybe your teeth are clenched against each other, just bringing a little bit of space between teeth. As you inhale, allowing your belly to relax. It doesn't need to be tense, just let it expand as you inhale. Let it contract as you exhale. Noticing the contact with your seat. I like to wiggle back and forth side to side and find a place where my sit bones are equally putting pressure on my seat. And then noticing how my vertebrae kind of just stack upon each other from that foundation of our seat, the way coins would stack. Not too effortful. There is some effort to being straight, but it's not too much effort. It shouldn't be strained. And then when you get to your cervical spine, tucking your chin in a little bit so that your cervical spine is straight in a relatively straight line with the rest of your spine. That means the neck. And then back to feeling the contact with your seat, feeling supported by Earth, noticing how the gravitational embrace of this planet just holds us. There's no expectation. We're just held here and supported by Earth. She feeds us. She protects us from nasty radiation externally through her magnetic field. Just like that, you're supported. Just feeling into that support. And noticing the support of your skeletal structure, your ligaments, the fascia, and your bones, just allowing you to sit here. Feeling supported by it, feeling supported by our bodies. And noticing the support from the core of our being, what in yogic traditions is called the central channel, where our attention resides. It starts about 4 fingers width down from the navel, 4 fingers width in, and it kind of traverses in front of our spine, finishing at the top of our head. And traditionally, this is believed to be where our attention kind of resides in our bodies. So feeling supported by that, feeling supported by the fact that we can pay attention and we have awareness. from those three pillars of support, just paying attention to your breath wherever you might find it. Maybe it's at the tip of your nose. Maybe it's the back of your throat. Maybe it's your lungs expanding and contracting. Or maybe you could trace it to its beginnings in your dough, the core of your belly, 4 fingers within from your navel and 4 fingers down. There's no right place to find it, just whatever's easy for you. Just noticing where attention has gone astray, just gently without fighting it or judging it too much, just nudging it back to your breath. It is always encouraging to me to remind myself that the difference between a beginner and a master is not that one gets distracted and the other one doesn't, but how often you come back to your breath. We'll chant hung. Just savoring the experience, staying curious as it subsides. Just noticing the state of your body, the state of your mind. No particularly right answer, just attending to it. And as that experience subsides, just bring your attention back to the three pillars, feeling supported from there. Then paying attention to our breath. And as thoughts arise, treat them more like you're an elder looking at children play in a park, or you're a dog park and you're letting your dog off leash, right? You're not trying to control them, not really trying to engage. You're kind of just observing. Thoughts arise. We don't allow them to pull us into it. We don't identify with the thoughts of their emotions. It's still there. You're not suppressing them either. Right? You're just paying attention to your breath right now. occasionally throughout the meditation, it's nice to refresh ourselves, right? So just noticing again where your breath is starting and taking a full yogic breath, starting from the bottom of your belly, letting our whole chest expand, and then maybe exhaling out of their mouth just to kind of just hit a reset button. Then alerting ourselves back to the attention on the breath. If you pay attention, and more so on the day-to-day than on the cushion, we often hold our breaths, right? We're not taking full exhalations. So just invite you to notice how full or how empty your lungs are as you inhale and you exhale. And we'll chant hum. Om Coming back to your breath, wherever you might find it. And again, just noticing where attention has gone astray. And without suppressing or indulging, just coming back to your breath. long chant hung one last time. I was more just being curious about the effects of this meditation on your body and your mind. And now maybe it's nothing at all, but the point is to pay attention. And without rushing, just coming back to your breath. forgot to set our intention in the beginning of the practice. Um, so maybe we could do that now. But in general, at least as far as I know, all Buddhist sects around the world have an emphasis on compassion, equanimity, joy, and love, also known as bodhicitta, or heart of enlightenment, mind of enlightenment. So we'll just set that intention in general for our practice. May all beings always have happiness in its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space divides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. So yeah, that's kind of that's the motivation that we have in Buddhism to why we practice, why we show up, or at least in Mahayana, the great vehicle, why we show up to meditate, right? Oh yes, the Book of Names. Thank you. So like in many other spiritual and religious practices, we write names of people who kind of need an extra humph in their lives or might have passed away recently, and then we dedicate our merit at the end to them. So feel free to put any names of anybody you might think could benefit from it. I'm going to read a passage from this book called Comfortable with Uncertainty by Pema Chodron. The book is kind of really pithy, and each chapter is about a page. Today I'm reading from chapter 15, page 16, called Not Causing Harm. Learning not to cause harm to ourselves or others is a basic Buddhist teaching. Non-aggression has the power to heal. Not harming ourselves or others is the basis for enlightened society. This is how we could be a sane world. It starts with sane citizens, that is us. The most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves, is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. The ground of causing harm is mindfulness. The ground of not causing harm is mindfulness, a sense of clear seeing with respect and compassion for what it is that we see. This is what basic practice shows us. But mindfulness does not stop with formal meditation. It helps us relate with all the details of our lives. It helps us see and hear and smell without closing our eyes or our ears or our noses. It's a lifetime's journey to relate honestly to the immediacy of our experience and to respect ourselves enough not to judge it. As we become more wholehearted in the journey of gentle honesty, it comes as a shock to realize how much we've blinded ourselves to some of the ways in which we cause harm. It's painful to face how we harm others, and it takes a while. It's a journey that happens because our commitment to gentleness and honesty, our commitment to staying awake, to being mindful, because of mindfulness, we see our desires and our aggressions, our jealousy and our ignorance. We don't act on them, we just see them. Without mindfulness, we don't see them and they proliferate. So key takeaway here is gentleness for me. Honestly, I think it's just so common for us to take our spiritual practice of trying to see how we harm, and we focus it out externally, right? How do I not do harm to others? But in that process, oftentimes, and really more often than not, we beat ourselves up. It's oh, you did this. Oh, you ate some meat. Oh, you you weren't mindful enough, or you said that thing and it just landed the wrong way, and then you just beat yourself up, right? Like oftentimes we talk to ourselves in ways we would never talk to others, right? Like it would be terrible to talk to others the way we talk to ourselves internally all the time. So this gentleness is important. Be gentle with yourself as you meditate. Don't just immediately look at something you've done wrong and start like digging into it. And just like be gentle, be loving, say kind words to yourself. You might have seen this, but recent studies are showing that we can heal our bodies by talking to it. I think they've actually shown it in the lab, right? You will get healthier faster by talking nicely to your body than you will by taking supplements. It's wild, right? So how much harm are we doing when we're beating ourselves up and telling ourselves we're not enough or that we're doing it wrong, right? How much good could we do by doing the opposite? So non-harm historically in Buddhism has been focused outwardly. I think in our society it's important that we try to turn that mirror to ourselves and be gentle with ourselves. Because I really think that if we can be gentle with ourselves and we talk to ourselves nicely, chances are that you're going to show up nicely to others as well. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns? Something you'd like to share?
I think you're spot on.
There's a microphone, please, so people at a distance can hear us. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. No, hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. No, it just reminded me of this experiment. I don't know if you've seen it, where they put two plants and they have in one room, they're isolated from each other, both plants, and they put these children to say bad things to this plant, and they say positive things to this other plant. And they're fed in the same sunlight, the same environment, the same everything. But in time, the plant that has been said the bad things to, it starts to die and eventually dies. And the other one starts flourishing and getting stronger and stronger. So there is energy in our words to ourselves or to others.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also just this idea of why do we practice mindfulness, right? It's not to judge. She says it here. Respect ourselves enough not to judge, right? It's not about passing judgment on ourselves or others. It's about noticing when the emotion comes up, right? Like anger is a really easy one because it's like it's fire, right? It's right there. And it's not about suppressing either, right? Oftentimes, I was just reading something somebody online was saying, like, oh, I stopped meditating because, like, I was just, like, totally, like, spaced out and, like, you're just not paying attention. Or not paying attention, but, like, disconnected, disembodied. And they were talking about how they wanted to be more embodied. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm sure there's meditations like that. I know that there's meditations like that where you're just kind of blissed out. But in Buddhism, we're really trying to just notice. We're paying attention to the emotion. The anger comes up, and it doesn't mean you're not supposed to have anger. Like, it's a feeling. You're having it. There's probably a reason you're feeling that. Attachment, sadness, joy, right? But it's about not like letting it become your identity. So often we become one with the emotion, and we lose ourselves in that. But through mindfulness, we can notice we're having the emotion. We're not the emotion, right? It's subtle, but it's important. Because it's not about suppressing or dissociating. It's also not about indulging, right? It's about like having this kind of even kill relationship with reality. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Cool. Well, we'll dedicate our merit and we'll read from the Book of Names. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, every one, to reach to that very ground, With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And we dedicate our merit to all sentient beings, but in particular to Peace Walk monks, Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Emma, Noah, Penny, Mary, Alice, and William, Ranswan, Remvejuas, sorry, I'm not being able to read that, Sophia, Kim, Yolande Ho, Tara, Darid, Bree King, Ardenine, Chip, Marcia, Guillermo, Thomas, Maria, Calcacia, Lauren, Seven, Kathy, Remy, and Suzanne, John and Elizabeth, Anne and Mac, Laura, animals, victims of oppressions. And we'll close our practice with an ah. And as we chant ah, we imagine first and foremost that we're giving light from our heart to ourselves. And then that we're expanding it to the room, and we're also receiving it from everybody in the room and everybody at a distance here online. And then from there, just let your imagination take your light wherever it might go, really. Like the multiverse, wherever your imagination can reach, let your light go there. Thank you for sharing your breath with me this morning. Really appreciate it. I'm Paulo again, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to come talk to me. Oh, one more thing. Dawn Mountain is a not-for-profit, so if you like what we're doing, please donate. We really appreciate it, so we can keep doing it. And Emily is going to share some announcements with us this morning.
Yeah, just a couple quick announcements. Next Sunday's special teaching's going to be Nathaniel. He'll be teaching online, but the teaching is about generosity and letting go. We just felt it's really appropriate topic for this time of the year. Oh, nobody online can see me. So that's going to be next Sunday, the 21st. The next day we start our community challenge. If you're interested in joining our community challenge, it's a WhatsApp group. So you can join us on WhatsApp and join the group. We're going to post like an inspirational reading every day that we're going to ask everyone to reflect on. And we're going to do a commit to sit, which is, we'll challenge ourselves to meditate at least a few minutes every day. So it's free. You can just join the challenge. That launches the 22nd and it goes through the 2nd. And then Sunday, January 4th, which is our first Sunday, and we'll have our first Sunday lunch. The special teaching that day from Nathaniel will be about sort of intention setting, but with the 6 great perfections. So it's sort of a Buddhist idea of setting intention. And he is going to try to be here in person for that. So we're really excited to have him back in person. He was here recently, but he didn't teach when he was here. So look forward to that. Thank you.
Well, have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you.
Is that a whim sound or when you go
It's hung.
Oh, home.
Yeah, like H-U-N-G. Yeah.
I sometimes use the A-U-M sound,
Yeah.
So good. I'm going to make sure I get that clarified. Great.
Yeah. Oh,
Enjoyed
thank
it.
you. Oh, I'm glad
Thank
you
very
enjoyed it.
much.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. I like the way you're sitting in log pose.
Trying.
It's good for your hips and
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah, if I keep doing it, maybe one day I'll actually. How you doing? You too. Where are you? You in town these days?
No, not really. I mean, we kind of semi-retired years ago, and I had a place in Colorado, so I spent and then I retired last year, so we're out. But I need to come down at the end of December because I'm out in Santa Barbara. I got all information when we did Paulo on the retreat, and then didn't hit save. It's like, oh my god. So yeah, I'd probably like to take his family out, for dinner or something like that.
You're just in town to visit family.
Yeah, my wife's family's here in Texas, and then I still have